So if you're coming in as an international student and you don't have any relatives here, this one is for you. So here are the things that you think you don't need, but you actually do. So grab your pen and paper because we'll get started. So first on the list would be a backpack. So if you watch my previous video titled "What's in my school bag," then you've already met my bag. This is a Herschel Tech Day bag. So this one is a laptop bag that can fit 13 inches because my laptop is a 13-inch laptop. Sometimes your professors will give you a break from class and they would also ask you to do some mini research. That's why I always bring my laptop with me. Well, it's not really required, but it's highly recommended, especially like working on some assignments during that mini break because school sometimes can be demanding and every time you get is essential. Speaking of laptop, I have my laptop here with me. This is a MacBook Pro with M1 chip. There. So some of you were asking if I had encountered any issues using a Mac in school, and I actually didn't. It works well. The only time that I need to do modifications with my laptop was when I took my project management class because I need to download an app or an MS app called MS Project. So with MS Project, it would only operate with Windows OS. So my professors told us that those who are using a Mac can download Bootcamp, and those who are using a MacBook with M1 chip, we have to subscribe to a subscription app called Parallels. So if you're planning to buy a laptop that is not a Mac, then I recommend that you go through your program's tech recommendations or tech requirements. If they are none, I recommend that you buy a laptop with specifications that can open MS Teams with video on, web browser, and other applications. Because sometimes exams, quizzes are still done online. And aside from the MS Teams with video on, your professors will require you to open other applications. And I know some students when we were having an exam before who had technical difficulties because their computer or their laptop were not able to accommodate those kind of applications running at the same time. Another school-related item that I recommend you to bring would be a lunchbox. There's no shame in bringing your own lunch to school and at work. So in campus and in my workplace, I would assume that all workplaces the same. There's a water refilling station and a microwave. So you just have to bring in your tumbler and your lunchbox and you're good to go. I have these. This is a travel size cutlery. I actually wanted to change this because this is plastic, but when I was going through online here in Canada, I find that they're quite pricey. So a similar product would cost you about $15 here as compared to the Philippines, which is about 35 pesos. So yeah, just something to think about. For calculators, just bring a regular calculator and scientific calculator. You'll never know when you'll need one. I haven't used my scientific calculator yet, but I know that very soon I will for my majors. I do not recommend for you to bring in a lot of stationaries and pens, but if you would bring some pens here, make sure that they are ballpoint 1. I actually brought a lot of 0.5 and 0.3 pens, but like I only use them for a month or so. I don't know why. For the notebooks, sometimes you can just grab some at the student association office, or with every event there will be like free stuff, so save yourself some space. I recommend that you bring rugs. Yes, rugs. Why? Because rugs here are quite expensive. I went to IKEA and I saw that a pack of 3, I think, or 4 rugs is about $6 or so. Items that you should also consider bringing in would be a week worth of cleaning items. My friend and I, we know that we are arriving in Canada very late at night, and we know that we're gonna be tired. We are coming in an furnished apartment. Of course, we have to clean first. Well, the place is already clean per se. Before we came in, someone has already professionally cleaned the place. But of course, for peace of mind, we wanted to also clean the place ourselves. That is why we ensure to bring in some cleaning items. Building on that, I know that we are not going to be in a fully furnished apartment, so everything will be bare. That's why I opt to bring my own linens. So I have 2 sets of bed linens and 2 sets of bathroom linens. Even though those items took quite a lot of space on my luggage, I am very happy that I brought them. There's no regrets at all, because when we first came, we were very tired, as I've mentioned, and shops are almost closed. So on our first night, I just laid my bed linen, my pillow blanket on the floor, on the carpet. And then the following day, early morning, my friend and I went to IKEA and brought all the stuff that we need. We got our mattress, our tables. Another item that you should bring would be a laundry mesh and a laundry bin. I'm not sure if this one applies to all apartments, but in our apartment we use tumble dryer and tumble washing machine. So we really need to put all our undergarments, socks, and sometimes heat tech on a laundry bag before we even wash them. After my college graduation from the Philippines, I already started working abroad, and every time I go out from the country, I bring with me a first aid kit. So it's actually my mom who packed this for me. I have everything from a headache to a toe ache. First aid kit, I highly recommend, because I remember when it was my first time getting sick outside the Philippines, I went to the pharmacy and I was given a lot of medicines that I didn't really know. To be honest, I was very hesitant to take because I'm not quite familiar with the brand and stuff. And of course, I didn't want to ingest something that I'm not familiar with. So it's always nice to bring some familiar medicines with you, just in case. I recommend that you bring in at least a week worth of toiletries with you. So I brought in a sachet of shampoo and conditioner and a bar of soap when I was coming in here. Also, if you're a female and you use a particular product, feminine wash, I recommend that you bring in that too. Because I was looking for a particular brand, because I have a specific brand for that and I cannot really find it here. For the clothing, I'm gonna give you a list. I'm gonna put it down on the description. But please do not skip on formal attire. Sometimes there are events in school that will require you to wear formal attire. I remember there was a time where I had an opportunity to go to a logistics and transportation summit held in one of a prestigious hotel here in Calgary. As part of the requirements given to us by Valley College is to present ourselves in a professional manner. So that includes wearing a formal attire. I mean, it's reasonable because that summit is attended by top leaders of logistics and transportation companies here in Canada. So as students, we represent Valley College. So please don't skip on bringing in a formal attire. Even just a pair or two will be a good one. Your formal attire or corporate attire will also come handy during class presentation. So some professors would require you to present in class with a formal business attire, and you can always use your outfit during interviews, so it will not be a waste. So if there's one jacket that you should not forget to bring here in Canada, that would be a puff jacket. So puff jackets are good for fall, winter, and spring. They are very light and they are very warm and cozy. So if you've watched my previous video on the 4 seasons in Calgary, I mentioned that my friend do not have a heavy-duty winter jackets. So what he does is he layers 2 or 3 of these and he is good to go. So this is a Uniqlo puff jacket if you're interested in buying one. Speaking of Uniqlo Heatex, should you buy it here in Canada or in the Philippines? Well, there's a Uniqlo here but not in Calgary. It's in Edmonton. I would recommend that you buy your Heattech in the Philippines. Why? Because Uniqlo Heattech Ultra Warm here, I haven't seen it on sale. And back home, I was able to buy a Heattech Ultra Warm for only about 390 pesos. So that is quite a huge savings. But regardless whether you can get your Heattech from the Philippines or not, there will always be different options here. There are thrift stores. There are also like huge sales. There's a huge sale coming up this December. It's called a Black Friday sale. So most of the apparels are 50%, sometimes 60, up to 70% off. So don't have to worry. You're all good. Last for clothing that you should not skip would be a raincoat and a rain boots. I've already explained myself in my 4 seasons in Calgary video, but please don't make the same mistake as I did. Bring rain boots and raincoats. So how much cash should you bring? To be honest, I didn't bring more than 500 Canadian dollars because I have my card. So this is my Philippine card and I actually got this 6 months, I believe, before leaving the Philippines. So a week before leaving the Philippines, I called my bank and told them that I'll be out of the country and I'll be using my card to do international transactions. If I don't do that, then my transactions will be flagged as fraudulent and it will not go through. Payment won't go through. First couple of times that I used my card here in Canada, my payment didn't go through, but I called my bank and after that call, everything went in smoothly. So for the exchange rate, it's the same amount that they are charging at the bank. So you don't really have to worry about that. Alright, if you really need to bring in cash, please do not change your money at the airport forex. The exchange rate is pretty terrible. It is better that you go to an outside forex or go to your bank and reserve some Canadian dollars. If you cannot get a hold of Canadian dollars, then you can bring your money here. There's a foreign exchange here just by the mall close to Bow Valley College, and they can exchange US dollars, Philippine peso, and that is already good to go. That's it for this video. I hope that I was able to help you with your list on things to pack for Canada. All the stuff that I mentioned here, I will also put a document link down on the description below, so you can have a look at that. I would like to thank those who recommended this video. It was really fun to do. If you have any comments, suggestions, or questions, please, I invite you to put them on the comment section or reach out to me on my Instagram account. Thank you very much again. I hope that you find this video helpful and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!